Good morning, good afternoon. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Money Monday call. We are excited to be on with you today. I'm Sam Kucher. I'm part of your sales team here at Nueva. So excited to be joining a lovely guest today that I will get into introducing in just a second. But if you see her name pop up, Cassandra, we're stoked to have her on this call. You guys, if you're jumping on, let me know where you're joining from. I'm trying to look at comments on my phone. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at. I want to see where you're joining from. I'm from Utah. It's where I'm joining. It's a beautiful day here. I hope everyone had a great Easter. How was your Easter? My son's just getting old enough that he likes the Easter egg hunt. So we had such a fun Easter egg hunt running around. He was so stoked. Last year he didn't really care, but this year it's been so fun because he actually cares. So let me know how your Easter was. Did you find some eggs? What did you do? How did you celebrate? Um, we are diving into this week with some incredible calls, and I'm so excited to kick it off today. We have an incredible intro interview with our newest member of the Nueva team, and you guys may have seen her on a couple of calls and got a little bit of an introduction from her on some of the calls that she's been on, but we thought it was very appropriate to have a dedicated call for her to talk through her expertise so you could get to know her. You're going to see her face a lot more on calls and different things on the product side. So we're so excited. We have our new Chief of Product Development and Innovation, Cassandra Hatter, on with us today. Cass, if you want to say hi.
Hi everyone, how are you? Thanks, Sam.
Yes, of course. I'm going to go ahead and add. Okay, there we go. I'm like, we need to add your pin there so you pop up. Yeah, Cass, we're so excited to have you join the team. Like I said, I know you've been jumping on a couple of product calls and have been talking a little bit, but we want to get to know you. So to start us off, well, I'm just going to turn the time over to you to tell us just a little bit about you, where you're from, and then we'll get into some of these other questions.
Oh, thank you. Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm super grateful to be here with you, Sam, and it's so kind of you to set up this call, invite me on this call. I thought, oh, this is such a perfect time to get to know each other, and I am in love with Nueva and what we stand for here. So, a little bit about me. Obviously, you can hear that I'm not from America. My voice sounds a little bit different. I'm originally and from Australia on the far east coast from a beautiful little town called Byron Bay. And my background has always been grounded in health science, very healthy, clean living. I come from a um, it was once a very undeveloped town. Now it is a very famous little town. And it's all about health and wellness and all of the things like that. I had a beautiful childhood there. I grew up outside at the beach, playing sports, dancing. I've danced every day since I was 3 years old. I'm 40 today. So I've been in performance and dance and all of that forever. I did a lot of professional athletics, running, sprinting, jumping, high jump, long jump, all the things like that. So it's been a very active life, and which is a very Australian life if you know anything about Aussies. But more than anything, have dedicated my career to health science and leadership and human performance and studying how people can become the best version of themselves. So my question and my work is driven by how do I help people step into that highest, truest, grandest vision they hold for themselves and truly believe that they are worthy and deserving of it? Because in my experience, everything comes back to belief, science, and education. Because if you don't know what you don't know, you can't move forward. Education shifts perspectives, it shifts mentalities, visions, all of that. If you have the core belief that you're worthy to carry through that vision that you can see and hold, and you know the science that you can enhance your body, you can biohack your own body to make it perform and act in a way that it's designed to, I feel that you are then unstoppable. So once you have belief in your body, your potential, you deserve to feel good, perform well, and live at that higher standard. Your whole future will shape itself, and that is what I bring here in a sense to product development. So I don't just create products for the sake of it. From a very young age, I've always been into creating my own things and mixing things together. And, I really do love the power of the earth and the ingredients the earth can deliver. And I have that love of, inner health and wellness, outer health and, skin and body, hair, mind, all of the things like that. So you really can change what is possible and you can change the directory of your life if you really combine those science, performance, and human potential together. And that has been what I've brought from Australia over to the US. I currently live in California. My husband is American. That is how I am here and what led me to the States. However, prior to meeting him, I lived in New York for a couple of years. I've always loved the US and I have a big passion for living in a way that is absolutely no limits. Like whatever you dream of, you can achieve. And yeah, at 29, I moved over here and I decided to live solo in New York and create a career and study in depth all the modalities and things that I loved, which led me to Europe and studying there heavily. And, I took 3 degrees by the time I was 24. I had 3 large degrees under my belt. And, ever since then, I've spent the time mastering my craft. So that's just a little bit about me.
Love it. I love your perspective. It's not like, oh, we're gonna just throw some Band-Aid products that are gonna help you feel better, but they're not gonna fix anything. I love the
I know.
perspective of, your body is limitless and like I'm gonna help you enhance that. So let's develop products in a way that biohacks and it helps your body enhance and work at its highest capacity. So I
Mhm.
love that mentality. I feel like that is definitely the mentality of, everyone here as a social marketer. They just want to help people live a healthier, a happier lifestyle. And that starts with our products, right? It starts with the intentionality of our products. And so I love that that is the kind of energy that you're bringing and that's, your perspective of it. And I love that you don't know what you don't know. And that's part of what we all do here like as social marketers. You guys are here to educate people, empower people, bring these products to people that otherwise would have lived maybe a lesser superior life because they didn't know how to tap into these products to help support and along with the products, the healthy lifestyle, we have like so many, the 7 Day Challenge, so many other avenues that we're helping to just educate people on how to enhance their life. And these products are just one of those ways. So I love that that very much is in alignment with, a lot of the mentality here. And I think that's great. So you gave a little like a little glimpse of your background. So I wanted to dive in. What was like, dive in a little bit more. Tell us a little bit more about your background leading up to this, leading up to where you are now.
Yeah, so exactly what you just said. Education helps people transform their future. And if they understand what's on the table, their life can change and they can make decisions based off that. And I do feel that I have always had a love of this, health and the industry of network marketing and the power of the business opportunity as well. So when those all come together, I think we've got something here at Nueva that is untouchable and very, very special. So yeah, like I said, so my degrees are in health science, in human movement science, majoring in sports science. So I'm a health scientist by profession. I also did a bachelor's of education and then I did a master's of education. And so currently doing the PhD and I understand the power of, science of the body, how you can educate people to learn about that and also teach other people about it as well. So I've done everything from, you know, I did a decade of school teaching health science at school, dance at school, professional dance for 10 years in private studios that I owned. And then I've gone into really seeing how education and science can really help the body. I've always been into sports science and all of that sort of thing as well. And then I went to the States. So I was in more leadership and coaching businesses and coaching people in health science and leadership and education and teaching large organizations how to unlock their potential for themselves, which then led me to believing themselves and the power of teaching people how to believe in themselves. And so I've been involved in network marketing basically, for a very, very full-time approach, so to speak, for 15 years. So I love the industry. I've spoke on many stages, many types of levels of leadership in for other companies or big companies. I've built to the very top of companies. I've maintained a top income earner status for, decades at a time. And I know the power of where you at Nueva stand when you're sharing a product, when you're teaching someone about the business. I'm formulating from a point of I know what it's like to stand in your shoes. I've coached some of the top leadership teams in the country, US and Australia, Canada, the UK, and New Zealand. I've opened Asian countries, and I love the industry. And from when I first heard about network marketing, I was working 110 hours a week, so I had a full-time job. I was, finishing my master's. I had a full-time job teaching health science and sports science, and education. I had dance schools for a decade with over 500 kids, and I had three traditional businesses downtown, a hair and beauty salon and two dancewear stores, and I was busy. And I was probably the last person that you would offer the opportunity to, because you'd probably think, well, she's really busy. She's got, credentials and she's flat out and she's, very successful by, on paper in real life, so to speak. It's so weird talking about yourself. Can I just say that bit? Because it's like really
It
weird.
is,
I'm
but you're
like,
doing great. You're doing
ah,
great.
it's really odd when you're like, oh, well, I'm just like, so weird. But I've got to tell you guys, I guess, sometimes.
Yes. Oh, well, I'm asking
Oh,
you too, so it's fine.
it's so funny. And so, do you know what? When someone offered me the opportunity, I thought, first of all, I said no for 9 months, like a no way for no 9 months. First of all, I didn't really get the power of it. I did know about network marketing. I was brought up in a family where my auntie and uncle were very high profile earners in another company. So I've always heard and from a little girl known about that sort of thing. Um, and I was like, one day I just had this penny drop 9 months after saying no. And I was like, do you know what? You can work smarter or harder. And I have income, but I don't have time. And I can buy back time if I make extra income. And this is something that anyone can do. And so I just fell in love with the industry. I have been able to help thousands of people's lives and unlock for them the power of this industry, which is really fantastic products. So when I bring the power of science and understanding the body, formulation, I've studied formulation for the last 10 years. I've been full-time formulating for the last five. However, I started back at 18 and like straight out of school learning about health science and things like that. So I've been involved in health science as a health scientist officially, technically from 22 years old. So, I'm 41 in May, so 19 years. And, coupled with that, I'm sort of one of those people that I don't just do one thing. It's like education, health science, leadership, speaking, for 20 years, I've been involved with all of it. So I've made many, many products. I've helped lots of companies. I've helped found startups and offer products to people that, have, needed fantastic products and things like that. And, I was really headed, in a whole different trajectory when I first heard about Nueva this time. So I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But when I realized that I could take the power of performance and integrity and the ability to integrate that into someone's life and elevate someone's life through the power of the health science knowledge that I know, plus the knowledge of the industry, plus the power of education, I can bring those three things to product formulation. The game changed. And that is what I think sets me to be in a position that can really impact Nueva, is because I'm not a chemist or a biochemist that's like ingredients and this is it and like who knows what it does in the body, or biochemist, this is the way it's going to operate and this is it, but who knows what it does in the body. When you bring health science, sports science and performance, when I've, studied those, plus the education, plus the knowledge of leadership, plus the knowledge of building big teams and inspiring people to start their business and the power of, how to have a business that's longevity driven. When I can bring all of that knowledge into creating the root, which the root is the product, the game changes. And I think that is very exciting to be here in front of a field and with an incredible ownership team that get that. They get the vision. I have the same vision they have for what they want to bring to the table to you guys. So I feel like we align on that. And this is about helping people feel better, think differently, ultimately live at that highest standard. And my mission has always been, I write about this in my book, it's to impact 1 billion lives through the power of believing that they are worthy and deserving of living that truest, highest, grandest vision they hold for themselves by feeling good, fueling their body with the best, and having opportunities at their fingertips. And I think that's sort of my mission is able to be fulfilled here at Nueva. So yeah,
Love
that's a little
that.
bit more.
I love that. That's such a powerful background. It's more than just like you said, science, I did this, formulation, which all that stuff is obviously very incredibly important. but I think the very well-rounded mindset and experience that you have in like what does it actually do to your body? What is it actually helping other people unlock within their body or enhance? So I that like well-rounded perspective is so unique with a position like this, which is incredibly rare. So I'm just feeling so it's like so excited that you're here and like what you're going to bring to, this next wave of products. So, okay, you could have went anywhere, right? You have an incredible background, incredible connections. Why did you like how did you find Nueva and what made you say yes to joining us?
So, the last few years, I have been approached by many companies and I have offered products or to formulate, and they've really wanted it, but they haven't got the vision, or they have got it and they want it, and I've started creating it for them, or they haven't kept going, or it's just, there's a lot of people say they want the best, but they actually don't really want the best. They want the cheapest and the quickest. And that isn't how a great product is made. So I decided a couple of years ago, thinking, okay, yes, I love network marketing in the industry, and I'm going to definitely do that, but I'm going to create my own brands. And I went to a massive, big expo in Bologna. My formulations got, top four of all formulas, and there was 30,000 vendors there, and they were like, "This is different to anything else." Like, so they didn't rank the four, it was just four. Two of the products were mine, two of them you have here at Nueva. The other two other companies in other, like, hair and things like that. And I thought, wow, these are really different. Okay, so if they're that good, I'm going to formulate my own companies from it, right? And so I knew my formulas were different. I knew that I had a rare edge, like we just talked about, being able to see things from all perspectives, because I know what it's like to stand with a product in front of someone and the product has to sing, even if you don't know anything about it, and if someone tries it, it has to give results. And, we had queues in Italy of people trying products, and I just was like, wow, these are like, here I'm thinking, oh, someone might want to try my greens. You know what I mean? And so it was like mind blowing of how elite they are. But that's what I expect. And no other company has ever seen that. So I'm in Australia. I'm on the beach with my family, and I get this message from a trusted friend that approached me. There's a new company out there, Nueva. They might be, and this lovely person already had, we've worked together before, um, to, um, share products with someone else, but they didn't really get it. She said, I think they might actually catch the vision of the quality that you make. And I was like, I think I'm done. Like I'm gonna build my own things. Like, anyway, I'll have a Zoom. Okay, so then I got on the Zoom. It was like so aligned. Mind you, a week before the Zoom, I was in Australia, and it was like, end of year, at the end of the year. It was like literally a couple of days before Christmas time when I got this message. But just before that, I thought, you know what? In 26, I'm gonna absolutely fulfill my dreams. Like I'm gonna do something really big. And it was like a week later, and I got this message. I got on, and at this stage of my career, I don't chase opportunities. I don't need to. I don't want to. I'm very fussy with where my time and energy goes. I don't want people in my realm that I don't respect and admire, and I don't think are doing, what they say they're going to do. And I was like, I just don't want to attach myself to anything. I'm just going to do my own thing. But then when I got on the Zoom with Nueva and some of the founders and the owners, it was like, this place is so aligned. It was immediately clear that it was different here, but it was immediately like so identifiable that they only wanted the best. And that was exactly one of your incredible owners' words to me was, we only want the best. And I was like, well, I only make the best. So I want to see if you're for real about that, because other people say that. And then when I create it and we put it forward, they want something with like two ingredients in it, or like, so I put it forward, sent samples, and they're like, okay, this is next level, like we're ready. And so I thought they were next level. I think we felt together that we were very aligned, and as much as I'm in love with Nueva, I think, as much as I can bring a lot to Nueva, Nueva is the perfect place for me as well. And I feel like it was just the perfect marriage. Like it was just, I can't even explain it. There's so many synchronicities, so aligned. I'm very fussy where I want to attach my name and my reputation. And a lot of companies have a standard of their products already selling. And if mine came in, I would feel like I don't want to downgrade them to their philosophy or, I didn't want to cookie cut into something else. I wanted to set a bar and from then make massive global impact. Okay, so I knew I could bring a lot to the table in leadership and all the different tools to help products move. And it was just a very clear, intentional decision. And I think as we grow in our relationship, every day we're like, wow, this is just really special. Like, I love them. We get along really well. And I hope they love me. And I said to them, like, I never was going to commit completely to a company. I was going to maybe do some stuff for you guys and whatever, do stuff all over. But at the last event in Orlando, we were like, maybe we could really do something really big if we really committed to each other. And so we did that. And so I became your chief of product development and innovation officer there. And the rest is history. And we're going to change the world. So
Yeah,
yeah.
we are. I love it. I love the synergist, like the house, how the synergy between, your vision and Nueva's vision. And I loved your note of, a lot of companies, and that's I have some experience in the industry, and a lot of companies do. They want things cheap and they want them fast. And that's their goal, right? Is they want to just like move product. And so I love your intentionality of that's not how I want to. Those are the kind of products that I want to formulate because those are the kind of products that are gonna really make an impact in somebody's health, like I know that they could, right? They can help, but I know that I can have more of an impact because my products, my formulations are, a higher bar. And so I love that. That's just a testament to not only you, but like our founders in Nueva in general, that like they're not looking for that either. Our founders aren't looking for a shortcut or a way to make this work and make money. They're here for to set a new bar, to set a new standard. They've been in the industry long enough that they know what good looks like. And so that's why they're like, we need Cassandra because she is above and beyond. She's great. And so I love that, like you said, it's a perfect marriage. And it's just so because there was just such alignment there. So I love it. So let's get into a little bit. I know everyone always wants to know, what do you see the vision for the company? What is your role going to look like? And I know we can't give away too much, but we're going to ask you a couple of questions, and I'd love to know, let's start with maybe what will you be exactly focusing on here in Nueva?
Well, the goal is to make the company grow and impact in different markets for all different types of people and create products that are winning, like category disruptors. So, for example, the greens really disrupts the greens category. People are like, oh my goodness, the greens are so good in that category. Oh, the gummies are so unique in that category. The other products that I'm creating, which you'll see launch, they're that good in their category, right? So we're not here to just make a product like exactly what you said and like the unison together. The founders and the owners in Nueva have been around the game, right? I have too. We've both brought 20 plus years to the table and we're like, we know what we don't want, right? It's like dating. Date for 20 years, you must
Yep.
pretty much probably know what you don't want. We're like, we know what we do want though, right? We want the best, but we want products that will stand the test of time, become a household name. They're so good that someone's buying them 40 years later because they couldn't not live without those results, right? So I'm creating an ecosystem from inner, outer, the whole thing, if that gives you any concept, formulating with ingredient architecture, global compliance. When I'm making something, I'm formulating at a European standard, which is a lot of my trainings come from France. And that comes very natural to me, only the creme de la creme. The user experience, the daily integration of that product beyond the execution of my role is to innovate, to unlock new opportunities. I recently sent the founders a new product and they're like, what is this? And I'm like, yeah, this is new. And they're like, wait, I've never felt like this. I'm like, yep, that's what we're doing here. So you're going to get some really exciting things. I've got a lot of things up my sleeve that I'm working on. Your founding team and ownership team want to see Nueva be fully diverse in its portfolio, which is very exciting. We're not going to be a company that sells like three products forever and that's what we're known for. It really is going to be a product portfolio for the whole family so that you couldn't live life week to week without Nueva in it because the products that are online in your businesses and in your shops are filling each of the needs. And I
Mhm.
love the thought of even, I love to create something at the basic level, right? We all need a greens, but let's 10 times, 500 times the greens to do stuff that the body would just sing for from a formulation level, from an ingredient choice level. I source a lot of the raw materials myself. I hand pick them. I work with people all over the country and make sure it's all the best of the best. I would not sacrifice on integrity of quality of ingredient. I use the products myself. I've made them originally, the greens and the gummies, for my family. When you make products for the family and your loved ones, you don't cut any corners. So we are creating at that home level, but in a massive international level, to the point that I would never present a product that I'm not willing to take for the rest of my life, because I want to take these products, right? I want to make sure that I've got my products coming from the company as well. So I'm formulating at my dream. So I've been given the ability to create from my dream portfolio, like ingredient level, which is always what I've wanted. And so at the end of the day, their product isn't just part of the business, the product is the business. That is it.
Mhm.
Now, a lot of companies you'll see, people are formulating, people are making them, but you don't know where or who, and a marketing team is presenting them from stage. I'm going to be presenting and selling these from stage to you guys. So when my name's on, and I've got to stand there with the product, the ingredient, and answer all the questions that come in, you know that I'm not going to be, there's no shortcuts, because I'm it, right? I think that alone is so authentic from a
Mhm.
Nueva standpoint. They're like, we're actually going to find someone that actually can make it and stand in front of it and teach on
Mhm.
it and
Yeah.
educate on it, not hide behind like, oh yeah, we just bought this. I wonder where that's from. Like, who made that? Who knows? Like, it was cheap, whatever. Like, it's not like that here. And I think that's really exciting. But I come from a love of all, from head to toe, from the minute you wake up and brush your teeth to the minute you go to bed. I think all the products in between those should be from the product catalog. And that's what I'm bringing to the table here. So just know everything's on the table, everything is possible. I love your ideas. I love what you love to see, all of that. We do have a lot of cool launches coming up. There's products being made right now that you're going to see launch soon, ones that you don't even know of, which is very exciting. And yeah, it's a very, very special place. I'm very, very happy to be here.
Yeah, well, and I love that I'm like, I'm it. I'm it. It's not a marketing team. It's not somebody on stage presenting somebody else's formula that was purchased. Like, I love that I'm it. I'm here. Like, I'm sourcing every single ingredient. I could tell you where they're from. I formulated everything. It's something I would give my family. So if that doesn't speak to like your standard, like, then I don't know what does. Like, no one else has ever been like, these are formulations that I want to take for 40 plus years. This isn't just like a let's bust out a product that's super trendy right now. Like, these are really intentional products that your body needs and that you're going to need for years and years and years to come. And so that's the intentionality behind them versus we're just chasing a trend, right? So I love that there's a time and a place for what's trendy, basically what type of education is out there right now. I feel like as a whole, we're becoming a much more health educated society, which is great, and it just provides more opportunity for us to lean into that. And so I love that you're leaning into it, but you're doing it at such a high standard. So okay, let's talk a little bit about when you think about product development in general, what excites you most about that?
I think it is exactly what you just said, the opportunity to redefine the standard, right? To unlock entirely new categories within the space. We are no longer operating in markets where people are like satisfied with good products. People know customers are very informed, they're more selective, they're far more outcome driven. What excites me here is creating intelligent product systems and ecosystems that can work together. So not just SKUs alone. So when I create the greens, I'm thinking about the gummies, I'm thinking about what's in those, but what's in the next product and what's in the fourth product. And then if they wake up and have this one and they finish with this one, what ingredients are going to that? Because remember, I'm a health scientist, but a sports scientist. So sport and performance is very crucial. And I've spent like 5 years studying the body, like full on. Like, I'm one step away from being in medicine, right? So You understand everything that it can do. So people are like, oh, this is a trending ingredient. So I see formulas. Like someone was asking me to look at one the other day. It was called a greens product. There was two green ingredients. There was a whole panel of a whole nother modality that not everyone needs. So why would you put something that not everyone needs in a greens product that everyone needs,
Mhm.
right? Like there's so many times people are like, oh, slap, slap, slap. Oh, this fancy ingredient, boom, they're gonna love that one in a marketing ad. Like we are teaching it from ourselves, right? I have stood in thousands of living rooms, of thousands of coffee appointments, sharing products. I know what it's like. You can't just go, oh, this Nueva, this new company is going to be amazing. Check out the products. And they're like, oh, they're kind of like everyone else's. That's not here. So I blend energy, performance, longevity, and confidence. I don't formulate for it to work this week.
Mhm.
I've formulated for it to work in 24 hours, you see results. In a week, 24 hours. In a week, you see results. In 2 weeks, in a month, in 3 months, in 6 months, in 1 year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, in 50 years, I know what this product can do for someone, right? It's not like, oh, I used that for 3 months, it was great. Then I stopped and went to this one. People don't leave stuff that give really proper, good, efficacious results. And so everything's created from that level, um, because the future belongs to companies that don't just participate in the market, but expand it. And that's what Nueva is doing. And the way people can actually feel good and sustain that feeling good, like who doesn't want to feel good? People say, oh, I just feel good. I'm like, you look good, you feel good, like because their inflammation's down, they're like, I want to share the business more. Like I'm creating the products from the whole scope that the product could stand alone in e-com. So a lot of network marketing, you'll find the products can't stand alone in e-com, in the competition of e-com. The only reason they're selling is because people run a business, they make money off it, they tell their friends, they buy it, right?
Mhm.
And most of the people buying are the business owners of the network marketing company, the consultants or the social marketer, right? These products stand alone, like I told you, won awards at the e-com level, where you've got the biggest competition out there. There's no one behind it. There's no friend telling you to buy it. It's like, does this stand alone? That's what we're having here. So I love healing. I'm not saying my products heal any cure or anything like that, but I love healing people from the inside out. Like if someone's skin is trouble, I love healing it from their gut. If someone's gut's good, then their skincare is going to look even better, right?
Mhm.
Um, I really love this the most though. As a health scientist, I see a lot of people skipping out on health for something tasty or
Mhm.
something they love. And they're not willing to have the greens drink every morning, but they'll have a Coca-Cola on the way to work every morning. I'm like, no, we can't do that, right? So I created products. I said this, I'm going to create the healthiest, most efficacious, bioavailable products,
Mhm.
but I'm going to make them naturally taste delicious so that no one can skip out on it. And I'm going to disguise the quality and how insane they are for you with the deliciousness so they keep doing it. And anyone that does something at the level I'm formulating at daily is going to see insane results. And so some of the leaders are like, I look different. I'm like, yeah, because you've never had this level of nutrition
Mhm.
every day for a month. You've done it 3 days and you've stopped because it was too hard to do or it wasn't tasty, so you jumped to the soda instead. Now you're having incredible products that taste delicious, that are good for you, that are flavored with, real juice powders from incredible antioxidant berries and things like that, like in grapes, like the gummies are pure grapes.
Mhm.
Um, so when someone's having that level and it's delicious, I'm like, so my thing is make it trendy, make it smart, intelligent, make it actually work. So not just pretend trendy, deep rooted trendy. Because we still want to have what people are saying is good in the world, right? People want a grains or people want a gummies. Let's make the gummies, but let's make it full of 1,200 milligrams of goodness. Not like I saw one on the shelf the other day, 12 milligrams. And I was like, what? Like make it elite, make it delicious, make it fun, make it easy. So there's no barrier. Even a youth might take it and let the results speak for themselves. So
Yeah.
I love making something fun and tasty, delicious that secretly is so good for you that if you did it every day, you're like, what is going on? Because I know if it's not fun, easy, and delicious, people will not do it.
Yep.
You don't want a business that's like, Oh, they loved it for a month. Oh, they never bought it again. So
Yep.
creating a product from a business point of view as well, that will be something they can't live without.
Yep, I love that. I love that we don't want pretend trendy. It's great to lean into, some of those trendy, exciting things in the space right now. Of
Oh,
course, you need to capitalize on them, but I love that your call out of let's actually make it like really, really good for you, taste really, really good, so that it doesn't get the hype and then people stop ordering it in a couple months. It gets the hype it deserves because it's trendy, but then it's like I can't ever live without this. So like I'm gonna take this forever and ever. And no one's gonna take a nasty drink forever and ever. They may take it for a month or two and then they're like, I'm over it. But if
yeah.
it's delicious and they crave that instead of their Coca-Cola and instead of something else, that's what they're going to naturally take for years and years and years to come. So I love the twofold. It's got to taste good, it's got to keep people wanting to drink it, but also we're going to make it actually really, really good for you so that the results are undeniable and they can't live without the results either. So
Yes, you're right. And you know, on
definitely.
that, if they take it, it's delicious and it doesn't give results, then they won't take it either.
Yeah,
So people
you have
come
to have
the
both.
first time for the packaging, the look, and the flavor. Oh, it's good. I'll do that again. They stay and repeat purchase because of the results. So you're
Absolutely.
absolutely spot on.
Yep, you have to have both. And so I love that that's like your thought process is we have to make this spectacular elite. I think you used the word elite, which I loved. Elite on all aspects, how it tastes, how I take the product, and how it makes me feel. So I love that that's like the very well-rounded that creates those very like standalone stand the test of time products. So I love that. So when we talk about, social marketers that are doing this as part of their business, what do people maybe not understand or understand about how these products could change the way that they build their business?
So the products are not just a piece of the business. They're literally the foundation that everything else stands on. You know, you can have a great comp plan, great leadership, but if the product doesn't stand the test of time, like we just talked about,
Yep.
and you can have an exceptional marketing strategy, strong message, momentum, all of that, but it will fizzle out, right? So it'll never sustain. And what most people don't realize is that true innovation at the product level creates the biggest leverage in their entire business. The business really will hinge on the products. So I take this role very, very heavily. It's not something I take lightly. I have incredible amount of time and dedication and thought that I put into this because I'm here not just for a good time, I'm here for a long time. I'm here to represent the company from a behind the scenes backbone level to create exceptional products that, this is a very big responsibility to create things that'll go out there to really change someone's business. So when a product is great, it creates belief, it drives retention, and it opens new opportunities for people. And it expands the market naturally because let's face it, most people are already using a greens, most people are already using a gummies or a coffee. Like you've got your coffee products or a nitro or whatever. I obviously don't make those, but they're exceptional as well. And you can't say, "Oh, try a coffee." They're like, "I already have a coffee." Like you're like, but look at it. It's next level.
Yep.
Try it. Look at the greens. I already have a greens. Everyone's having a greens. I can guarantee you though, there is no one with greens like what we have out there.
Mhm.
And so you're like, well, try this though and see the results. So you naturally share it when your business will expand because you'll naturally share it with conviction because you actually have seen real life results. And the real growth comes from authenticity over persuasion, real results, not hype, and retention of your clients over short term. And you'll think, okay, this is proper business 101. Like this is sustainable business that are built on, you know, the market expanding in product areas, but they're built on people, like on products that people actually stay with. And so it's a very special place to build your business here at Nueva. I know the mindset and the heart set of the ownership team, the leadership team, they are always the field first, always, success and longevity for them first, always the best first. The
Mhm.
ownership team, they taste test every product with me. They suggest things as well. They have visions and desires and personal things that they love about the products that we always add to, make adjusted or like enhance, or if they have an idea, like they're always thinking, like they're not like, oh yeah, that product, right? They're choosing the best assets for you to make an income with. And so products are like having properties. You can rent out properties, but do you want a property on like the beachfront, on the front road? or do you want one like 10 blocks back that's dark and dingy? Like they're all the same. Like at the end of the day, they're a house. You have the house that you rent a property, right? You make an income from it. But the best ones are going to be the ones that are at the
Mhm.
front with the light, like all of that. That's the level of product. You're getting like beachfront worthy products because a product is a revenue stream for you as the field and also the ownership team. And I'm like basically building dream condos on the beach called products that will be rented out 24/7 because they were such a good experience. And so you're coming into a business that is free to start. I can't believe how it's free. That's insane. You can start today. You can be in profit the same day because it's free to start. You sell a product, you get a commission for that product. You're in profit day one with cutting edge beachfront home product quality products, and people want to come back and use it. So, like, I would see this as a very, very smart way for you to build your business. Lead with the business, offer the products because the business is only able to be done if the products are great. Get them straight onto the products, help them use those products, see where they can fit them into their life, and yeah, the world's your oyster really here at Nueva.
Yeah, I love that. It really is your products really are, like you said, the backbone of your business. We have an incredible compensation plan. We have incredible leadership and founders and all the things, but if your products suck, then people aren't going to keep buying them. Like at the end of the day, you have to have superior products because like you said, everybody has a greens and it's great that we have a greens because we have a superior greens. So you can go to all your friends that already take a greens and that's a natural, that's a natural move. Hey, if you're going to take your greens every day, if I'm going to take your greens every day, I want to take the top ones. Because if I'm going to take one, if I'm going to put my money and buy a greens, I'm going to buy the very best greens that I know is out there. And so you can very confidently, especially now with Cass on board, say, our products are elite. They are beachfront property. I love that analogy. We have beachfront property products. So I can guarantee you it's a lot better than what you're taking. So replace this, see how you feel, because you're going to feel better because we have so much more packed into these greens. We have so much more packed into these gummies or this drink mix, whatever the case may be, because we aren't going for the standard here. We're not going for, oh, it's a good greens product. We're going for elite in every single product that we give. And that is huge for your business, you guys. That type of standard is what is going to keep growing your business and going to keep people around, like Cassandra said, for 50 years. Like that's the goal. It's not to chase trends and get somebody on the products for a couple of months. It's to have a lifelong customer, which is going to help you in the longevity of your business. So, all right, let's dive into a little bit. How do you think and why do you believe Nueva is positioned to win right now?
Well, it's perfectly positioned at like this intersection, right, of cultural shift. Like people are wanting to make money online, they're wanting and needing extra income. They always have. We've always taught that. For decades, we've taught that. But people are like, it's fine. Now the world shifted. It's very expensive. People need to do it in the nooks and crannies of their life. They're already working 10, 12 hours a day. They don't have time for another job for another income, another 10 hours a day. They actually have to do something online. Online is the new marketplace, but it's always been there. But now people, everyday people, are like, well, maybe they were right. Online is the way, right? So that's very cool. Consumer demand is massive. People want the best. They want like clean, they want, high profile ingredients, they want organic or whatever that is. And then Nueva has the infrastructure as well. So when the cultural shift of the world, the consumer demand of them wanting great products. So a lot of other companies out there don't succeed and last. You've seen a lot shut down. The
Mhm.
product wasn't strong enough.
Yep.
The leadership was, the comp plan was, but you can't keep flogging this old product with like three ingredients. You're saying it's the best. People are smart, right?
Mhm.
And they have infrastructure, but yeah, like I said, the backbone is the product. So Nueva has all three. They have the opportunity online, the consumer demand needing the best products, and then this infrastructure, which is incredible. So we're seeing this massive transition. People are wanting, ingredient, transparency. They want outcome-driven products. They're very into health and longevity, which is very cool. And we've been speaking longevity for a long time. At the same time, they're, overall ownership, income, diversification, aligned opportunity, sharing with a friend, a referral code. Like that's a new norm. and they want to participate in something meaningful. People are craving a sense of belonging and a sense of community. And people want to feel like they're a part of something in this world that's gone very remote after COVID. They're looking for a place to belong. And Nueva sits at the center of all of these things. So, what makes this moment so powerful is that we're not early stage trying to find product market fit. We already have it. We're proven product system and proven product innovation, real science, global infrastructure, a model that allows people to plug in and sell immediately and scale. So no one
Mhm.
else wants to just do something, then that's it. It's capped. This is unlimited income, unlimited opportunity. The fact that you can, plug in today to having, online team, head office team, customer service team, like you, sales team, marketing. You've got product development, research and development. You've got 3PLs delivering products all over the country, like in different countries. You've got your back office, your payment system. You've got like compliance. You've got everything done for free. You can plug in, and it isn't like a let's build and hope it works phase.
Mhm.
Like Nueva's redefining what's already happened. Look at this acceleration that we've had in the last, 9 months since you opened. The companies that win in this era are not ones trying to catch up. They are not like we're not worried of the competition. Nueva is the competition, and there's ones already out there, looking, shifting, changing, watching us. And, we are built very strong and simply, and we're looking for great people to see that it fits their market, which is right now, and the market has arrived. So Nueva isn't trying to become relevant. It's already aligned with where the world's headed. It's ahead of it. I think it's very cutting edge. It's new, it's young, it's very quick to move. It doesn't sit on things. It moves and actions them quickly, which is something so one of my highest values is speed is sexy. Momentum comes from moving quickly. And so now we can execute at scale. And yeah, Nueva is like I'd be betting on Nueva in the race. You know what I mean?
Yep, 100%. Well, 100%. Like you said, we have everything. You guys, this compensation plan is like no other. The leadership team, every aspect of this is really set up to win, like you said, Cassandra. And I love, like we've talked about it before, just the intentionality of these products are what really are going to drive and continue to set us apart. I feel like they already are setting us apart, and it's quickly becoming apparent that is why we are becoming so successful so quickly, because our products work. And not only do they work for 3 months, they work for a year, they work for 2 years. And so they're not these quick fixes, band-aids. We talked a little bit about that earlier too. That's not the purpose behind these products. The purpose is to really enhance, and that biohacking that is going to happen, that you're going to continue to see that ripple effect and those compound effects for years and years and years to come. So it's really is exciting, because it feels like we're just on the brink of something massive, and we're already creating such incredible products. They're having such massive changes, and people are like, the buzz is there, and it's just going to continue and continue to snowball. And you guys are at the right place at the right time. There's just so much happening. And so without getting too much into it, I know there's only so much you could say. Tell us maybe what you can say, or give us a little hint as to what's coming that maybe people would have wished they would have gotten started earlier, or will make people like excited that they jumped in right now.
Okay, so what we're building now is like this incremental foundation. So you're at the brink of an opportunity, like I talked about in Orlando, like a wave, right? That's about to go, and you've got an opportunity to swim and catch the wave, or you're going to watch it, right? You're going to either see it boom, you're either going to be with it or watch it, right? So you don't want to watch it go by, you want to be a part of it. And what we're building right now behind the scenes is, engineering the next phase of the industry in nutrition, in skin, in body, in hair, in all those things. So there is all these categories coming, which is very exciting. The formulations, as we said, are all ahead of the current standards, systems that create real repeatable results for the customers, and the platform is designed at scale to be precise and not chaotic, and you can plug in quickly and simply, and you can either watch it or be a part of it. And I think you've got more to lose watching it, right? So what have you really got to risk? And a lot of people talk about their why of why they want to do it. I want to do it because I want to start this and da da da. I think what is your why not? Like Nueva's so new. Why not make an extra income? Why not be struggling financially anymore? Why not feel your best self with products? Why not like be not able to take your family out and about on a holiday or whatever? Why not? Like that's why I'm doing it. The why not? Like I'm not going to be able to be stuck. I'm not going to look back and wish and oh, I could have had this opportunity one day. And you look at these legacy companies, the ones that are the most successful started 40 years ago. And the ones that are making the huge incomes had the vision and the courage when no one else saw it. And that's where we are today at Nueva. You've got an opportunity to say yes to a future for your future self that you deserve to say yes to that will probably not come again.
Mhm.
And you'll look back one day in 2, 5, 10, 20, 40, 50 years and think, wow, nearly the whole globe is somewhere in my business because I got my ID first when it was brand new. I said yes to an opportunity that came across my path that I didn't, wasn't here for that long, but I'm going to take a bet on it. I'm going to bet on myself. And if I'm willing to work, it works because Nueva works for anyone that works it. And I'm going to look back and think that was probably one of those amazing opportunities that I could have missed out on, or I did it. Like, look at Disney. He took his investors, he showed them the land, he said, this is going to be Disneyland. Three of them walked away. Only one saw the vision. You can be that one that sees the vision of where we're going because I'm telling you, we are going somewhere so seriously next level. You will be so glad that you didn't. I would hate for you to kick yourself and think, oh, I should have done it. So Nueva's here to make massive impact. I'm here to make massive impact. And really, there's nothing like this out there, and there's nothing at this level. So, this level of integrity, this level of product quality, this level of commission, this level of leadership, you've got some of the best leaders in the whole industry, level of ownership. They're all here to play in a way that this will be a business that stays around for a very long time. This is a business that, can be a legacy income for you. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I would start today because you've got more to lose if you don't than to lose if you said yes.
I love that. Why not? Why not give it a chance? The worst that would happen is it doesn't pan out and whatever you do something else. It's not a big deal. You changed a few people's lives. You still changed a few people's lives. Like, why not?
Yep.
So to wrap things up, and we've kind of asked both of these, or you've kind of answered both of these questions, but I want to like kind of directly ask you so that you can kind of wrap things up. As this has been such an incredible call. So kind of a twofold question. So what what do you see what's going to continue to set these new wave of products apart in this space? And twofold, I feel like that's kind of the same as for someone sitting on the fence, what would you say to them? So how are these products going to be set apart in this space? And then, what would you say to someone on the fence?
So I think what sets us apart is the consistency and integrity executed at scale. Anyone can launch a product, very few can build a cohesive system where every product performs, complies globally, and creates real customer loyalty. That's what makes us different here. And that's our product differentiation. I guess it's the vacuum that we're creating, being shaped by someone who has, years of high performance, level of field leadership, health science, and you know, performance. And I feel that we are formulating in a way that's not theoretical. It's actually from real world insight, real results, real demand, and you know, real products that anyone can present. So anyone, you don't need to know anything about the product. If you can get into someone's hands and say, try this, just let the results speak for themselves. These are Rolls-Royce level products. No one gets inside a Rolls-Royce and goes, you know what? I don't really like how it's driving. You just got to get them in. If you get them in a Rolls Royce, they'll never forget about it. They'll want that level for the rest of their life. This is like getting people to sit into a Rolls Royce for the first time and they're like, wow, this is different. And so they come from their everyday car and they jump in that and you're like, oh my goodness, I like, wow. Like that's our products, right? That's all you've got to do. Try this, use this, take this. And honestly, like I've studied the market very deep at a very deep level. I can't find anyone matching our level of premium quality products in this space. Um, that they just don't. And so a lot of what's in ours is, very, very rich incredible products that are designed to impact and heal people and help people. And a
Mhm.
lot out there are positioned for marketing. So they come across all buzzy, hypey people like, look at this one, it's amazing. I'm like, oh, well, it's not if you look at this, this, and this, right? So we're over here building substance over hype, performance over promises, and systems over singular products. So our products all work together in an ecosystem that alone will stand on its own. They work together. They don't just stand alone and someone forgets about that one. We're actually, at the end of the day, creating a brand that lasts, that can be marketed in the best way because the products actually work. And so when you combine that level of product with global compliance, scalable infrastructure, that's when you can share this to anyone around the world and you really can help people. Like, I feel that we are here on this earth to make a lot of impact, help a lot of people, have a lot of fun, and grow into our greatest potential. So, like, actually move forward in our purpose. We can do all these things, all these four things here at Nueva and get paid to do it. That is mind blowing. Like, where do you go and you're like, well, are you like, do you want to help a lot of people, make a lot of impact, get healthy, feel good, incredible, and live at your highest potential and like achieve your purpose for a paycheck that you choose? That's like a dream job, right? That's the dream job. That's why I say you are a CEO of your very own online, mobile, global business that you can take anywhere in the world. You've got all the products in the clouds. Go and tell other people about it because they either need the products or they need the business opportunity and the products, both. So just run. You've got something so special.
I love that. I love the just get him in the car. Just get him in. Just have him try the products. And I love your note to I see it so much in this industry. What's flashy, what's going to be a great marketing, campaign, the flashy trendy ingredients that we're just throwing in a random product. So they really are a lot of companies really do tailor to what's going to be a really strong marketing campaign. But that's not the purpose for these products. It really is just the products are great. And so that's how we're marketing them. You just let them try the products. And you don't have to be the expert. I know I'm not like a science expert. I don't know, you know what I mean? All of that, but you don't have to be. Cassandra is. So you just have to trust her. And I feel like that's why I felt it was so important to get her on a call by herself so you could hear all of that. I don't know about you. Like, let me know in the comments. I knew she was good, but having heard all of that, and I know you're like, Sandra's, you're like, oh, it's weird to talk about myself, but I love that you did and you were so authentic and we're so real because it just makes me feel like, wow, these products are elite. These products are different than any other product. Not only, I won't even say in the MLM space, but just in the health and wellness space. Like, we're not even pigeonholing ourselves to just we want to be expert in the MLM space. Like, we're putting us against every single health and wellness company, every single health and wellness product out there. Ours are superior and they're going to do not only what they say they're going to do, but so much more and they're going to taste delicious. So I'm so happy. I'm so thrilled that you got on this call with us today, Cassandra. Thank you so much for joining me. Before I close it out, you guys, I just wanted to give a couple of reminders. Speaking of products, you guys, let me share with you. I can pull up my screen here. Hello. Um, we have a couple of really exciting product promos, right? I just want to put this on the screen. I wanted to put it on the screen just so you could screenshot this if you need to because it's a lot to remember. Product promos are extended through April 8th. 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So take a screenshot of these. These are incredible products, incredible savings, right? You have them through a couple more days, right? 2 more days. And we have the Elevate, Elevate Slim, Elevate System, Slim Elevate System, all plus Boost for free, which is incredible if you have not tried Boost yet. It's an amazing, amazing product. And then, of course, we have the Alive and Boost Duo special, and then that signature power pack that comes with your choice of a free product and that cute Nueva mug. So make sure to take advantage of this the next couple of days. These savings are not going to be here much longer. So make sure you're taking advantage of these incredible opportunity to get Boost in front of some people, additional savings, get these products in people's hands. So I want to make sure that we remember that that is happening. Keep that in front of your brain. I know there's a lot going on. There's so many incredible promos and different things happening this month. So let's talk about this week though. So we have some exciting calls coming up. Wednesday, April 8th, Eastern Standard Time is our official kickoff call. It's a little bit later in the month this month just because of how the dates fell. But we're so excited to recognize there were so many rank ups, there were so many incredible achievements this in the month of March that we want to celebrate. So we're going to do some cool celebration. We're going to have some incredible people on with us today or on with us that night to talk about the close of March and how excited we are for April. So that is going to be myself, Michelle Barnes, and a couple other people popping on. So make sure to mark your calendars for that. Wednesday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Thursday, you guys, we have a really cool call we're adding every single Thursday night for the month of April. We're going to be adding Thursday night opportunity call. So you can look forward to that every single week. So 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every Thursday night on social retail for the month of April. So make sure to tune into those, get your prospects into this page, tag them in that, get them on that live. There'll be the replay to watch also. But it's going to be really incredible to have those opportunity calls every single week this month. So every Thursday, and we'll have some reminders as well. Last but definitely not least, you guys, this Friday, I know we have the team call that everyone has on their calendar. It's 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be different this week. We have an incredible call. It's a founders call. You're going to see all of our founders on this call. It's going to be in social retail. You guys, I'm in the group chat. We're talking about it. I've been hearing what they want to talk about. It's going to be a very raw, heartfelt conversation, a peek into, this past year and a look behind the scenes a little bit of some of those early days is going to help you get to know the founders and, some of the challenges they faced and overcame and just to get to know them and the company even better, but also a very like bold and strong conversation about what the future has in store. And so that's going to be such a powerful call, you guys. You're not going to want to miss that. So make sure to mark your calendar, get your team on there, get your prospects on there. It's a great opportunity to build that belief and just to jump on and just get to know your founders. And it's going to be a great call. So again, that's Friday, April 10th. 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to mark your calendar. We have so many things going on this week and we'll keep you informed in the page. But thank you guys for all jumping on with us today. And huge thank you, Cassandra, for joining us and for being here. We are so incredibly blessed and excited to have you on board with the Nueva family. So thank you.
Thanks, Sam. You're incredible. Thanks for having me. It was so nice to spend some time together.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys for jumping on and we will see you on Wednesday. Bye, guys.
Wonderful. Bye.